Hello and welcome to the Bead Time jewellery making workshop. My name is Debbie Wood, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work with a cord tip finish. There's a cord tip finish there. We're going to look at how to use jump rings to attach our components to the jewellery, and also what to do with the bail. So we're actually going to make a pendant to show you how to use all of these different components, and by doing this you'll actually see how quick it is to make a pendant as well. Okay, so I've got some suede already here, and I have doubled up the suede and I've prepped up one end. I'm not cheating, it just makes it a little bit quicker. So we've got one end prepped up for you. You'll see that with a cord tip, this is sometimes known incidentally as a box closer. I tend to refer to it as a cord tip. But we've got an open box part, that's where you sit your cord in, or your leather or suede, and then you've got your loop attachment here. Now you just need to give some thought before putting this on as to what is actually going to go on, because sometimes if you put your cord tips on first, that will prevent you from actually sliding on your chosen pendant. In this case obviously you can see that's going to be no problem, but do think about that. So I'm going to show you how to put on the cord tip first of all. I'm just going to smooth out the ends and bring those together. Trim off any excess. And then you sit the cord into your cord tip. Now I'm right-handed, so I like to leave my right hand free for my tool work. So I'm gripping the cord and the suede in my left hand. You can see it's poking out at the moment. I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to just squash that down flat and just grip it there. Then I use my two free fingers there to pinch towards each other the sides of the box closer or the cord tip. And that angle just helps make it easier to push it over, which is what I'm going to do now. Carefully slide it out. Grip from the side, push down. So you're just folding one side down after the other. I'm just squeezing it lengthways there. Okay. Turn it around, grip it now by the little loop. And again, use your pliers to just coax that other side over. Just fold it over flat. Give it a good squeeze. Make sure that's nice and firm there. So that's done there. Okay, then you would slide on your pendant if you haven't already put it on. Okay, so that's sitting off there. And these two ends now we need to attach a clasp to. So we come on to jump rings. Now I've got two different sorts to show you. These are O-rings, and that's an O, and these are oval rings. Now my preference has been always for oval jump rings, but O-rings have been around for gosh, well, centuries. So this is, what you will find mostly out there to buy. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. But the reason I like the oval jump rings so much is just the nature of their shape. When you've got a distinct top and bottom like that, your material or whatever you're using to hang off of it will sit into the corners, and that's really the best way I can describe it. It sits nicely. It's safer. When I put it on, you'll be able to see that more. But to open and close the jump ring, the key thing to remember is that a jump ring needs to be twisted open to the side, never pulled apart. Now I'm going to assume that in your jewellery making kit you have a pair of chain nose pliers and a pair of round nose pliers. If that's all you've got, then that's what you've got to work with. So I would grip a jump ring on the side with the opening at the top. Okay, and if I was teaching this, it's difficult because obviously I want you to see it from the camera angle, but I would hold this horizontally, but I'm going to take it to one side to show you. I would then bring my round nose pliers in vertically, grip the side and twist. So that's what I mean by twisting open, and then twist back to shut. Now what you might find will help you when you start off, you'll notice that I've got my forefinger very firmly against the plier edge of the round nose pliers here, and that just makes it more stable. I'm going to emphasize that point because Round nose pliers are not designed for jump ring work. They're rounded and slippery, so unless you've got that finger there to stabilise you, you'll find it difficult. Now if your hobby really takes off, then it might be worthwhile investing in another pair of pliers. And there's two pairs of pliers I'd like to show you here. These are square tipped or flats, and these pliers here are bent nose pliers. And these are really useful, again, for gripping your work, but also useful for jump ring work. There's a larger surface area here to support your jump ring. So if I just take one of these little oval jump rings now, I can grip the side of the jump ring in the flat there, and I can use my chain nose pliers again, and because I have the more surface area there, it's much easier to grip it and twist. And the key thing is to always make sure that you get that shut back up. Now if you do get a little gap, and that is a tiny little gap there, but if you've got a little gap there, then the thing to do is to, as you wiggle it back in, just push. So push and rock it from side to side to get that gap closed. So that's how you open and close jump rings. So now we know that, I'll pick it back up again, and let's attach our clasp. I'm now using bent nose pliers here. So hook it on to the cord tip there, hook your clasp on, grip the side and close it back up. I'm just checking that that's come to a nice neat finish there. And again, grip the side, open it up, hook it on to your clasp. Ooh, that one's just proving a bit fiddly there, there we go. And you'll notice that I keep this gripped in my hand the whole time. Don't put it down. Hook it back on, and again, just close that back up. Okay. Now if I just pull that, imagine that sitting around your neck. Can you see what I mean now about how it pulls into the corners of the jump ring? So with a round jump ring, it has the ability to twizzle round, so potentially if it's not closed up properly, it will fall off, but not with an oval jump ring. Okay, lastly, while we're just looking at pendants, and we had this pendant here, which, you know, luckily we can just slide straight on. Here's another pendant here with a hole drilled through at the top, and to attach this we need something called a bale. So if I just scooch this all out the way there we go. So there's a nice long bale attachment there with the prongs in the middle there. Obviously different sizes are available dependent on your bead and how wide it is. So with the bale you just pull it open. Let's see if I've pulled it open enough. There we go. Hook it onto the bead, so push the prongs in, squeeze that in, and there you go, done. Quick. And so the pendant that we've just made, the suede, we could thread through the attachment there.